What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, this young player right here for the Clippers, I definitely have spoken about on many occasions. And I really hope that, this guy really has a breakout season, this year, or, definitely have a better season than last season. And he didn't have a bad season last year at all, not at all. For the minutes and the games that he's played, he played very well. He had one 28-point game, coming off the bench that surprised everybody. But, really, I can't say it surprised everybody because a lot of people that I know personally, including myself, was intrigued by this kid in summer camp. And the player I'm talking about, of course, is Brandon Boston. I think Brandon Boston Jr. is going to have a breakout year this year, or definitely has the opportunity, because I think that, even though getting new acquisitions, new pieces there, whether a big name or not, the Clippers have definitely, added some pieces to their roster. But I think they have high hopes and big dreams and big expectations for Brandon Boston because they see his talent. A lot of other people see his talent, and everybody that has watched him so far that I know personally was impressed by his gameplay. And when I say that, I know he didn't put up much points last year, had logged in a lot of minutes, but I think that they're going to add more responsibility to Brandon now because the fact that, he's just growing as a player. And, listening to him on clutchpoints.com, just reading the comments and everything, he say he's eating a little bit more cleaner now, lifting weights, getting stronger, taking some of the dead weight off that he had. He was a little bit bigger. Now he's a little bit more lean, and he's getting into basketball shape. And the mental part of the game is what he's really learning a lot now of what he speaks on. And, it's tough, being an NBA player. It's tough being an athlete, period. But, it takes a lot out of you, but it also takes a lot of dedication and hard work. And that's exactly what, reading the comments that Brandon Boston was talking about in regards to, being a part of the Clippers organization and just being in the NBA in general. And it's definitely tough, being a athlete, because a lot comes with it, and you have to understand what comes with it, but you also got to embrace it as well. And I feel like Brandon Boston will embrace it, along with the other young players on the Clippers as well. And the fact that Brandon Boston has had a taste of success with the Clippers already in regards to, he actually was a part of, what they did last year in making it to the play-in tournament when nobody thought that they would even get that far because they didn't have neither one of their star players, but they end up going a lot further than what people think, which is making it to the play-in tournament. And their neighbor down the hallway, the Lakers, couldn't even make it with 2 out of 3 top 75 players on the floor 90% of the season, which is very unheard of. So, I like Brandon Boston. I really do. I like his upside. I like what he brings to the team. He gives them a lot of versatility, length. He can defend pretty decent, not the greatest, but he can defend decent. And like I said, he's got time to get better at all this, defending, offense, all that. He's got time to get better. And that's why I think that the Clippers should never let him go. I think the Clippers should definitely hold on to Brandon because he's definitely their future. And I can definitely see him being a star player for the Clippers, along with, a couple other players that they decide to keep him, like Terrence Mann. He's another one I can see being a star player for him. And, it's just one of them situations where, I see a player like Brandon Boston can be a star player for him rather sooner than later. You see what I'm saying? Because hypothetically in 2 or 3 years, or 3 to 5 years, if Kawhi and PG isn't there, which, maybe they might be retired by then or something like that, or on the way out, Brandon Boston's time would be there. It would be coming soon. Or if any reason there was a trade or anything like that, or somebody left the team. But this is my point. They have a good young prospect in Brandon Boston, and not a lot of teams, when you look at a team like the Lakers, they don't even have a young player they can give the team to. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't have no young players that they value, because LeBron's on the team and he's just saying win now, no rebuild mode. And that's exactly what the Lakers are doing, which is the reason why the Lakers are finding themselves in a hard situation. But at the same time, it's always good for a team to have that extra insurance, which is a young player sitting on the bench that they feel like they can actually possibly give the team to in the near future, because they see a lot of upside and talent in him, and they see a lot more, responsibility being put on this player over time because they believe this young player can handle it. That's how organizations should really actually look at the situation of any player that they draft, or any player that they get that's undrafted, or any player that they sign, matter of fact, and that's very young. So in this situation with the Clippers, they have an opportunity to really, really build from the ground up with this kid, because they drafted him, they believed in him, and honestly, so far, looking at what he can do on the court, I mean, they didn't miss. They actually got a steal, and I made a video about that. I believe last year, of course, so you can definitely check that out as well. But they definitely didn't miss on this one. I like Brandon Boston, and I think he could really be good, going forward. I think he could be one of those players that can, really make a name for himself in the NBA, because he can shoot, he got a decent handle, he can pass the ball pretty decent. And like I said, with his length, he definitely not, bad on defense as well, so. And then on top of that, when you look at the situation that Brandon Boston is in, he has an opportunity to win a championship, because this team is built for that. And he has an opportunity to play with Kawhi Leonard, PG Moore, and Reggie Jackson, and all the veteran players, the Nicholas Batums, and all the players on there, and a head coach who's won a championship as a player and as a coach, and Ty Lue having a great coach in him and great teammates. Brandon Boston could really, benefit from this situation more so than a lot of other young players in their situation in the NBA. Brandon Boston's in a situation where his team, as I said, could win a championship this year, and they're built for success going forward if they, continuously keep the coach that they have in Ty Lue, because Ty Lue definitely, believes in his players, and he gives his players opportunity to get better and to be better. And that goes a long way with any player getting drafted in the league, because it's all about getting opportunity. You got the opportunity to get to the NBA because of your hard work. But now when you get to the NBA, one of the hardest things for some young players is to get the opportunity to get on the floor, because they already have their roster set and who they want to play. They just have you on the back end to be the future going forward when the superstars of now either fall or they retire. You see what I'm saying? So when I say fall, I mean injury. So, that's pretty much the point of that. And Brandon Boston's in a great situation, if you ask me. So I hope that he really seizes the moment, seizes the opportunity. I do believe there's going to be more minutes put on him this upcoming off season. And if there is more minutes put on him than what he had last year, I think he'll definitely be able to handle it. And I think, playing, working out, practicing in drills and stuff like that with players like Kawhi, PG, John Wall, and all these guys, you're really going to see how Brandon Boston can pan out with all that knowledge and wisdom around him and superstar power around him. He can definitely turn into a player that, a lot of us, can really enjoy watching over the years. And I really hope he has that opportunity going forward, because I think, he can definitely be, the Clippers' future, because even though they got some other good young players on there, I just look at Brandon Boston as the best young player on the Clippers, in my opinion, just based upon everybody's game that I've seen. Jason Preston, everybody, even Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann, Luke Kennard. I think, Brandon Boston's versatility in game is a little bit better than theirs, or more well-rounded than theirs, because he has a lot in the arsenal already. And like I said, now the fact that he's getting his body right and in shape and his mind right and everything, and eating healthy and everything the way he's supposed to, it's sky's the limit for him too. And like I said, he could play an integral role in the playoffs for this team, because he could be a weapon that comes off the bench that can give them, a different scoring punch that a lot of teams, or most teams, don't think that they have in him. So I'm definitely expecting big things for this kid. I definitely want to see where he can take it. I'm going to keep my eye on him throughout the years of him being in the NBA, and definitely root for him as well. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.